This is the machine that gave mankind the freedom of the skies. Forget the plane. This machine can go places and do things no plane can. The helicopter is the ultimate flying machine. The Lynx, the fastest helicopter in the world. In 1988, the Lynx tore up the record books. Over two 10-mile runs, it clocked an incredible speed of 249 miles per hour. It can fly sideways and backwards at 60 miles per hour, and even upside down. The Chopper is the most versatile, spectacular flyer ever invented. The Blue Eagles is the aerobatic display team of the British Army. A hand-picked group of top pilots demonstrate the amazing capabilities of their helicopters in stunning synchronized displays, designed to push both man and machine close to their limits. The team leader coordinates all 5 choppers in each precision maneuver.
Each maneuver is carefully calculated. You're at the right speed, you're at the right height. You think about where the wind is coming from. And the idea is if you go in at 100 knots, 200 feet, you come out in the opposite direction, 100 knots, 200 feet. You're not even really thinking about what your hands and feet are doing. It's coming naturally. You're spending most of the time looking outside the cockpit, making sure that you're in the right place and the rest of the display.
One of the most dangerous maneuvers is the vertical diamond.
Vertical diamond. The Lynx which passes underneath me is going straight through my downwash. So he gets a bit of a bump as he goes through. Having a Lynx bearing down on you at 120 miles an hour, and just before it goes through, you sort of ask yourself that question, I wonder if it's going to go through. Total waste of time. Too late by then anyway.
There we go.
These aerobatic displays test both pilots and technology, pushing the potential of the helicopter to new extremes.
Crossover brakes, crossover brakes, go!
The Lynx is the star of the show. To achieve this agility and the world's speed record, it's fitted with the most advanced composite rotor blades ever designed. One of the biggest problems of rotary flight is the turbulence produced at the tip of each rotor blade. The tips rotate at 500 miles per hour. This, combined with the high forward speed of the helicopter, can generate violent flexing of conventional rotor blades. To reduce the turbulence, the manufacturers developed an entirely new design. Molded from composite materials, the swept-back tip works like the delta wing shape of a supersonic jet. The performance of the rotor blades at high speed is dramatically improved. Using composite materials, engineers are now able to create increasingly sophisticated rotor blade designs and continue to push the limits for these extraordinary flying machines. In Arizona, one former Army chopper pilot has found a new use for his abilities. Harry Robertson is a rancher and helicopter safety expert. He now uses his precision flying skills on his cattle ranch.
Aircraft have been my life, and I've been fascinated and intrigued by all of them. But a helicopter has the uniqueness that it can do many of the things that regular airplanes can do. But it can also stop on a dime and set it down in small spaces. So it's a very unique aircraft. We have about 200 miles of fence on the ranch. We have to have an awareness of its condition. We have to know where the cattle are all the time. And if I didn't use the helicopter and I used just an individual on a horse, it could take him days to do that. But in the helicopter, in just a matter of minutes, I can locate the herds.
Once Harry has found the cattle, herding them across the ranch is as demanding as flying a military mission.
The herding that I do here is not even effective unless you get maybe 6, 8, 10 feet above the ground. You're flying very slowly. You're essentially in a hover, and you move right along with them. We try to not scare them. We try to not make them break into a run, if you will, because they could get injured.
The ability to hover and fly at very low speed is what makes the chopper such a versatile machine. Flying like this requires Harry's maximum concentration.
A helicopter is basically unstable, and you let go of the controls and it'll do anything. So you have to continually balance on top of the ball, if you will, or play the pendulum bit, where you're always balancing below the blades. But it's challenging. But aside from all that, it really does what I want it to do. It lets us accomplish an enormous amount of work in a very short period of time. And besides all that, it's fun to fly.
To master the three-dimensional freedom of the helicopter, Harry uses precise coordination of hands and feet. His left hand operates the collective lever, which controls lift. Raise it and the aircraft rises. His right hand works the cyclic control. Similar to the joystick on a plane, it controls movement forwards, backwards, and sideways.
Be very careful backing it up that we don't stick our stinger or the tail rotor in the ground.
His feet operate the tail rotor, which spins the helicopter round in either direction. Harry must work all three controls simultaneously to fly the aircraft safely. The collective and the cyclic controls change the position and the angle of the rotor blades. The complex mechanisms they control at the center of the blades allow the helicopter to hover or fly in any direction. It is a masterpiece of modern engineering. It's the military which has developed the helicopter to its ultimate levels of sophistication. This is the Apache. Top speed 210 miles per hour. Range 800 miles. With a strike capacity of 20 tanks. The Apache is one of the deadliest machines on the planet.
This is the U.S. Army's AH-64A Apache helicopter, the #1 attack helicopter in the world today. Standard layout, long, narrow fuselage, pilot, co-pilot, tandem, wings to carry wing stores, and then some type of either machine gun or automatic cannon under the nose of the aircraft.
The Apache is packed with some of the most lethal weaponry ever invented. Its single purpose: seek and destroy.
The Hellfire missile can destroy any known armored target out there up to a range of 8 kilometers. designated, guided by laser. The gunner puts a laser spot onto a target. The missile seeker sees that laser spot, and wherever that laser spot is, when the missile's fired, that's where the missile's going to go.
Bad weather and darkness are no obstacle. The Apache has an amazing all-weather night and day vision system. The pilot's helmet is fitted with a head-up display monocle that feeds his right eye with infrared images from sensors on the nose of the helicopter.
The co-pilot gunner in the front seat is able to locate targets at night using the infrared side, and in the daytime, the day TV 127 power optics, which allows us to look at a great distance across the battlefield, find the target, engage and destroy the target.
In the cockpit, an array of invisible laser beams detects the slightest movement of the pilot's head, and the external sensors immediately move to match.
Now, because of that, the whole time your head was offset to the left just slightly.
Student pilots train by day with the rear cockpit blacked out, forcing them to use the night vision system.
Hovering turns. Just do it slowly. Just don't move the flight controls. Keep your eye on that line of sight reticle and that central symbology while you're turning your head. There you go. Remember that the action.
It's a challenge. The pilot must keep his left eye on the cockpit instruments and his right eye on the infrared image.
Concentrate on not moving your arm, because that's all you've done is whenever you turn your head.
Right now I'm just having problems trying to see what's going on in the outside world and interpreting all the information that you have coming into this eye with the picture and the symbology, and trying to make control movements based on what I'm getting into that eye.
Over the next 12 weeks, the new pilots will learn to tame the raw power and abilities of the Apache.
It's a very awesome aircraft because of the power and maneuverability that it has. It's like about the fastest roller coaster you've ever been on, and multiply that by about 2 or 3, and that's what it's like to get in this thing the first time to fly it.
The unique abilities of the chopper to take off and land almost anywhere, to carry troops and weapons quickly to exactly where they are needed, have given it a special place in the history of warfare.